Is this your card? Nope, that wasn't my card. How about this? Is this your card? That wasn't my card either. Maybe you should try another trick. Fine. For my next trick, I'm going to take this video right here and edit it in a matter of seconds.
To be honest, the biggest problem that I had... No, I'm going to start over. To be honest,
Now watch very carefully. All I have to do is highlight this, hit delete, and the video is edited.
To be honest, the biggest problem that I had with...
Dude, are you serious right now? You just used DESCRIPT. DESCRIPT is a software that you can use to edit your videos a lot quicker. And before you fast forward or move on to another video, hear me out. It has a very special technology that makes their software a lot different than DaVinci or Camtasia or any other software out there. And it's in the fact that you actually can edit your videos from the transcript as opposed to just using a timeline that you splice up into clips. So let me tap into my computer and show you exactly what I'm talking about. I'm logged into my computer now, and I'm going to come over here to the DESCRIPT logo and double click on that. It's going to open the application up, and this is the home screen that you're going to see. On the left hand side, you have a panel that has recent projects, quick recordings, shared with me, voices, templates, and then also workspaces. So private workspace and my personal drive workspace. Here in the center, all of your recent projects are going to appear. You also have a toolbar up at the top that you can utilize to find projects. But to begin with, we're going to come over here to the blue button and select New Project. You can actually title your project right here. So we're going to do example for recording, and notice it's going to update up here to show your project name. Now you have a couple different options to start with. You can choose a file to transcribe, which is what we're going to do, but you can also start a recording or start writing or start from a template. So let's go ahead and choose the first option, which is choose a file to transcribe. So I'm going to look for the file that I want to utilize for this project. And for me, I'm going to use this 2-minute video that I recorded, and it's supposed to be an Instagram reel or a TikTok video, and it's about email marketing. Notice this pop-up box appears. It says your transcript will be ready in a few minutes, and then it has a speaker name drop down. What you want to do is, first and foremost, notice there's a number 1 beside it. That means there's one speaker. So it's already looking at the video and it's identified that there's only one person in the video that's speaking. If you had, let's say, a podcast video that you're working with and you have 2 or 3 different speakers, you would click this button right here and select how many speakers there are. And what this does is it's going to help after you identify each speaker to make the software more intuitive as far as being able to take out filler words or just kind of be able to edit the video a lot quicker. So you want to be sure that you're coming in here and you're attaching a file name. You simply click on how many speakers there are, then you come over here to speaker name, and since there's only one speaker, I am just going to put my name right in here and put add Vivian as speaker. Here is a drop-down box towards the bottom that shows that my default is English, my default language. You can go ahead and switch that out, but we'll leave that English and hit done. So now what we have right here is the transcript has popped up. Before we go into how to go about editing the video quickly, let's talk about the different areas on the screen. So to the left hand side you have your transcript. So it's taken, it's reviewed the video, and it's generated all of the verbiage, all of the speaking parts onto this left hand side, this panel right here. To the right hand side you have the video. This is where you'll be able to play around if you want to add effects, film grain, or anything along those lines. You're going to do it right here to the right hand side. At the top, you have a toolbar. This toolbar will allow you to add media. Okay, so you can add videos, images, GIFs, backgrounds, and even music. Right here, you have the record option. So notice you could do audio only, camera, or you can record your screen. Then you have text, so you can add captions and other text. And then right here, you have shapes and templates as well. So you can peruse this and see what type of templates they have for titles, intros, slides, multicam, audiograms, vertical videos, even overlays. So it has a great repository already built into the software system. And then for those of you that have done video editing in the past, the bottom part right here, the timeline, is really what you're probably most familiar with. In most other softwares, this is where you do the bulk of your video editing. And you can still do that here within DESCRIPT. So the options that you'll have right here are select, range, blade, hand, and slip. And so that blade is usually where you're going to go in and cut parts of the video so that you can create clips. So let's move on to the really fascinating part about DESCRIPT and what makes it so convenient and just so easy to edit these videos quickly as opposed to, let's say, other competitors that are out there. So what you'll notice is, like I said, the timeline here is usually where you're going to come in and, let's say in another software system, you would come in and you'd splice the video and then you would take sections out if you needed to. So for example, this first part of the video, the way that I record is I will just leave the camera rolling, and so that means that if I mess up, I just start over again without, turning the camera on and off. It's just the way I work. So the first, I want to say 8 seconds, it looks like, of this video really is just trash. Like, I just need to delete it because it truly starts at the 8-second mark. So let me show you what I mean. Quit selling to your email list. Okay, that's not quit selling to your email list. Okay, that's not entirely true. All right, so notice the 8-second mark right here is where I want to start the video. Instead of coming down here and clipping it there and then deleting that section, all I have to do is come up here and delete that sentence. This blue tells me it's selected that 8 seconds, and I just come to my keyboard and hit backspace, and it's done. So now the video actually starts where it needs to. Quit selling to your email list. Okay, now the other part is when you're zooming in or working with different clips, typically you're coming in here and working on the timeline. In DESCRIPT, what's different is you're using this front slash to actually divide your clips out. So let me give you an example of that. If we go back to the beginning of the video, my marker appears right here at 0. Let's say that I want to emphasize the clip where I'm saying, okay, that's not entirely true. So I said, quit selling to your email list. Okay, that's not entirely true. I want to zoom in. So I'm actually going to hit enter, and then it's going to create a space, and now I'm going to come over here and add scene. So using that front slash, I select it, and then notice that it's clipped it right there where I'm saying, okay, that's not entirely true. So in order to create the full clip so that I can zoom in that area or when I'm saying that, I'm going to come up here and I'm also going to hit enter right before the but and add scene. Okay, so now that I have that clip isolated, okay, that's not entirely true. I want to zoom in on that. And the way I do that is I'm going to come down here to the timeline and select that portion. So notice I clicked on it and it's highlighted right now down here. And then I'm just going to come up here and click on that. That purple indicates to me that it selected that portion of the video. And now I'm just going to come over here and zoom in, and then reposition. So let's go to the beginning of the video and let's see how that looks. All right, play. Quit selling to your email list. Okay, that's not entirely true, but okay, you see how it did that really easily? That's what we love about this video editor. It just makes everything so much easier than having to just rely on the timeline. We can actually utilize the text to go in and delete those items. All right, so let's say that in this section right here, where we're talking about if the emails you're sending out are, hey, we have 20% off, let's add some B-roll right there. So I'm gonna make a new clip, and where it says 20% off coupon, I'm gonna segment that by itself. So then I'm gonna come up here and insert a video of, let's say, sale. I'm gonna search for sale. And that's great. So it's downloading that. Now it's inserted it, notice right here in the section that I was looking to insert it. Very intuitive, and I'm just going to add or make this large enough to where it fills that vertical space. And we want it to show really that computer. So let's size it just a little. There we go. Let's see what that looks like going back to the beginning. Quit selling to your email list. Okay, that's not entirely true, but if 95% of the emails that you are sending out to the people that have opted in to receive communication from you are strictly sales emails, if they are, hey, we have a 20% off coupon, or, all right, that works. All right, so now let me show you how to add captions to the videos. You're gonna come up here to this top toolbar, select the T up there that says text, and then select captions. Now, notice that it's added the captions to just this part right here because I think that's what was selected. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to delete that, and I'm going to come up here and do Control A. So it selected the entire video. Now I'm going to come back up here. So what I did was I navigated to the left-hand side where my transcript is. I did Control A, which is basically select all of it. It's highlighted the entire video, as you can see down here, because it's all blue. And I did that because I wanted to apply the captions to the entire video. So now I come back up here to the text again, and I select captions, and now it's generating the captions for the entire video for me. So let's go ahead and go back to the beginning and let's see how well it worked. I don't like the captions because, for one, it's white right now, which kind of blends in. It doesn't really stand out. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to come over here. I select the box that the text is in on the actual video, and notice it's highlighted in blue the entire set of captions. I'm going to move it up right there because I think that's a better spot for it. And over here to the right hand side, you have the option to change the text. I can change the font right here. So Roboto, I could do Joseph and Sands. Let's see, a semi-bold in that. I can then, or I could choose something like, let's say this man rope, extra bold. All right, I like how that looks. I can also change the coloring of that. So if I come right here to the fill, now let's say I want to change it to red, changes to red really easily. The really great part too is if you have specific hex numbers or branding colors that you're using, you can change that right here. So I know ours for the yellow is that right there, so I can just hit enter and notice it's changed all of the captions to that particular color. So once I have it set up the way that I would like with the font and the color, I can go ahead and just let it be, and notice it has changed that. Now what I'm going to do is come up here, and it looks like it hasn't shifted the entire box. So then if I hit apply to all scenes, it should have moved. That button was down here. It should have moved the text box for all the scenes up to the top. So there it goes. It's moved it up there. Now the next capability that I'm going to show you, which is such a time saver on here, and it's probably the number 2 reason I love DESCRIPT so much. So number 1 being that I can edit right here within the transcript, and then number 2 being that I can remove filler words like that, because I do have a tendency of saying the word or like quite a bit. And so let me show you where you could come in there. Now, this video probably isn't the best example for that because for whatever reason I was having a good day and didn't use the word and like as often. But if you come up here, you'll notice this icon right here that looks like a little bit of a shining star, I'd like to call it. If you hover over it, it says shorten word gaps, remove filler words, and more. So let's select that. Now, what you would do is you would come right here and notice that it's not appearing for me because I don't have filler words in there right now. But if I did, this would be an option that I could utilize. And so what it will do is it will identify the words like and like, and you can even give it other words to look for, and it will auto select those all at one time, and then all you have to do is hit remove and it will delete it all at once. And so you're not having to go in and splice it like you traditionally do in other editing programs where you're having to come down here and look for those words and then edit out those frames of the video. Here it does it automatically for you. The other thing is you can shorten word gaps. So let's say, like I said, this video isn't a great example because I don't have a ton of word gaps in there. I'm talking pretty fast paced. But if I was, let's say I had 3 seconds or 4 seconds of a lull in between some of my verbiage or my speaking parts, then I could come in here and identify those and then hit 1 second, right? So shorten all the 3 second or more into 1 second and then hit apply all. Another option that you have within DESCRIPT is to add a progress bar. So let's say that you want people to know how long the video is and also where they're at within the video. I'm sure you guys have seen this on YouTube Shorts and, you know, Instagram, some other videos, but you can come up here to the transcript, hit Control A, which is selecting the entire clip again, and then come up here to where the shape option is at the top and add progress bar. So now it's added the progress bar to the entire clip. So if we go back to the beginning, let's see how it works. As the video progresses, at the bottom there, it's showing you how far along you are in watching that video. Let's say I'm gonna delete that. Another really cool option that you have too is you can add a waveform. So I'm going back up to the shape options at the top of the toolbar and then selecting waveform. So this kind of shows people my speaking pattern when I'm talking. So let's go ahead and just play it. And you see that's a really great option if you're uploading a video that is something along the lines of a podcast interview or anything to that effect. The one last thing I'm going to show you is the capability to add effects. And so what I did is I Control A, highlighted the entire transcript, which then selected the entire video. And I'm going to come over here to effects. I'll hit, it's right here to the right hand side. I'll hit this plus button and it gives me some options. There's a green screen option that's pretty cool. So let's say I wanted to delete my background. I would select green screen and it's going to take out the background and then I can add whatever I want to the background. Come up here and I'm going to select the media option. Now let's say I want to do a background of a space. So I'm selecting space. This seems pretty cool, so I am going to select that video right there. It's inserted the video on top of my video, which I want to use it as a background, so I need to flip that. I need to move this right here, the space, to the back. And the way I'm going to do that is first I'm going to make it large so that it fills my screen the way I need it to. All right, I'm gonna move it right there. And now I'm simply going to right click and say send to back. And now I am floating in space. So if I go to the beginning of the video, pretty cool, right? Up here, you'll notice you'll have the publish option where you can actually publish it as a web link onto YouTube, Restream, Wistia, any of that. Of course, you'll have to connect the accounts on the back end, but the other option which I would utilize is coming over here to the export, and you have a video, audio, GIF, transcript, subtitles. All of those are options for you. So then you could simply hit export and it will download the video for you, and then you can upload it onto whatever platform you want to. Now, this was a really quick down and dirty tutorial, but if you are wanting something that's a little more in-depth and extensive, then let me know in the comments below so that I can consider creating that video down the road in 2023. Now, if DESCRIPT just isn't for you and you want to edit your videos on your phone, then watch this next video right here where we walk you step by step through InShot, which is an app that you can download on your phone to edit your videos.